1961 football team under the tutelage of head coach Fred Bellissimo and assistants John Ritchie and Dick Keating finished the season with an 8-0-1 record in the first Suburban League championship in 6 years. Playoffs and high school Super Bowls were still many years away, but if they did exist, this team would have done very well. The team outscored their opponents 171-52, including 3 shutouts, and boasted 5 future Hall of Fame inductees: Jack Bowen, Dick Allen, Jim Gillis, Kevin Field, Ed Woods, and Rick Frott. The season opened with a 30-8 victory over crosstown rival Burlington. With a few players, including Kevin Field, out with injury, the Wildcats fell behind 8-0. But a late second quarter field goal by Rick Frott closed the gap to 8-3 at the half. The Wildcats, behind touchdowns by Frank Monroe, Bob O'Leary, and Jack Bowen, pulled away to a 30-8 victory. The following week, the Cats played the Billerica Indians. The return of Kevin Fields proved beneficial, as he caught a TD pass from quarterback Dick Allen, and Frank Monroe scored the other TD as the Wildcats posted a 12-0 shutout. The defense was led by Albie Hall, who recovered 2 fumbles, and Ed Woods, who intercepted a pass late in the game with Billerica driving. This team began a streak where Billerica did not beat Wilmington in football for 25 years.
I love
it. Bring on the Indians again. Versus Bedford, Kevin Fields was a star as he returned a punt 65 yards for a touchdown and caught a touchdown pass from Dick Allen, and had an interception on defense as the Wildcats posted their second shutout, 20-0. The following week was a big matchup against defending Suburban League champ Draken, matching what turned out to be 2 of the best coaches in league history with Fred Bellissimo of Wilmington and Ed Murphy for Draken. But the meetings would sink today, on this afternoon, as Jack Bowen and Dick Allen each scored TDs, and the defense made a huge 4th down stop in their own territory late in the game to seal a 14-6 win. The only somewhat blemish on the team's record was an 18-18 tie against Chelmsford. The Wildcats jumped out to an 18-0 lead on scores by Allen, Bowen, and Woods, but in the second half, Chelmsford came back with 18 unanswered points in their own to tie the game. Wins over North Andover 26-6 and North Reading 19-0 set up a huge game with Linfield, who came into the game with a 17-game winning streak. Linfield took the opening kickoff and drove to the Wildcat 1-yard line. Dave Fuller made a huge stop on 4th down, and the Wildcats took over and drove the length of the field where Dick Allen scored on a QB sneak. Jack Bowen added to the lead with a TD run, and the conversion pass from Allen to Fields made it 14-0. Linfield scored to close the gap to 14-8, then were driving late in the 4th quarter in the red zone when Kevin Fields picked off a Linfield pass to seal the victory. All that was left was the mud game on Thanksgiving versus arch rival Tewksbury. The Wildcats closed their season with an 8-0-1 record with an 18-6 victory on Thanksgiving morning. A few key notes for the 1961 season. Bradford Crawford, a 15-year-old freshman at WHS, who had polio, went to every single game and was the team's #1 fan. Ed Woods was named to the All-Scholastic Class C team. Jack Bowen and Kevin Field were named to the Herald All-Scholastic Honorable Mention team. Jack Bowen was the recipient of the William Casey Award as a team MVP as a junior, and his senior year was All-Scholastic State Scoring Leader, and went on to a great career at the University of Wyoming, where he played in the Sugar Bowl. The members of the team that are here with us for the 1961 team, if they could come up when we call their name. Mr. Mike Burns. Welcome. Kevin Field. Bill Ballou. Ed Langone. Cliff Huston. Jack Bowen. Frank Monroe. captain would like to say a few words. Mr. Edwards.
First of all, I'd like to thank everybody for nominating our team. As you can see, there's a few of us still around. You probably won't remember what happened tonight, tomorrow, but it was good. Again, the committee's done a lot of hard work. A number of the years you listed here, 28 years, 25 years. We were fortunate enough to have Jack's father as our AD, and he provided everything we ever needed as far as kids playing, some fun, did some trips, which people talk about today a little bit. But it was good. It was a good time, and we had some tough teams we played against. I want to say that today's league is a little different, but it was. We were a small league, small school, and a big game, big games. Chelmsford was like a university at the time. And they roll on the field, they had 50 people. We're looking around saying, who are these guys? But we prevailed most of the time, and we went on to have a great series. We had 3 dedicated coaches, actually 4. Fred, John Ritchie, John Murphy, and Dick Cady. All gentlemen. John never saw a game on Sunday that we didn't have to play on Monday. He loved to innovate, and Fred was just, if you knew Fred, you had to know Fred to appreciate it. Fred was a nervous guy. Fred, you had to know him, to love him. But no nonsense Fred. And we all, I think we became pretty good guys under him, pretty good men. We've all done well. These guys have all done well. And I'm sorry that more guys couldn't be here tonight because it's probably going to be the last rodeo for a lot of us. But all you people, all you young guys will carry on now, and I'm sure you'll make the Wildcats proud. Again, thank you for the evening. Thank you for coming, and congratulations to the other honorees.
Good job, guys.
Nice job.
When I grew up in town, those were the guys that I looked up to. That were great football players, great athletes, and just great men, as Eddie said. So nice job, guys. I have to ask you though, guys. 18 unanswered points let up against Chelmsford in the second half. How was that practice with Fred on Monday? Fred was my coach too. That couldn't have been a whole lot of fun. These guys joined the football teams from 1939, 1948, 1962, 1970, 1972, and 1976 in Orpington High School Athletic Hall of Fame. Congratulations again, guys. If I could ask Mark DiGiovanni, from the class of 1999 Hall of Fame member, to join me. The 1998 Wilmington High School baseball team. The Wilmington High School baseball team entered the 1998 season having lost 11 seniors from the year before. Finishing with a 14-7 record, the Wildcats were coming off a productive yet disappointing season as it was eliminated in the second round of the state tournament. The team would return a solid pitching core, but had question marks at many other positions. Head coach Dick Scanlon and assistant coach Bob Gillis, however, believed that although inexperienced, his young team had a lot of potential and upside for success. The pitching staff was returning senior Scott Swazinski, who was the team's #2 pitcher a year earlier and the presumed ace in 1998. Senior left-handed Paul Figure was 4-0 the season before and slotted to be the #2 pitcher. Senior Ryan Harrison was positioned to split time between pitcher and third base, while junior Peter Bamberg and sophomores Sean Quigley, Pat Heffernan, and Mike Heffernan figured to round out the pitching staff. The combination of senior Matt Muse, sophomore Eric Banda, and Tom Southmate would hold catching responsibilities. As for the infield, Swazinski and Figure am I pronouncing it? Fugier, excuse me, would play first base depending on who was not pitching. Junior Jim O'Donnell moved in to play second. Leadoff hitter and talented junior Peter Grasso would man shortstop after an injury the year before that left him out the whole season. Third base would be Harrison, with Mike Heffernan. Junior Dave Diamato was the team's left fielder. Senior Tim Gillis would play center field, while right field belonged to senior Brian McCarthy. Bamberg was also an outfielder, first baseman, and Pat Heffernan would see some time in the outfield as well. Early on, the team's inexperience showed as it dropped its first two, including a heartbreaker on opening day against arch rival Tewksbury after leading 5-1 with 2 innings to play. Entering the halfway point of the season, the team would be 7-4, with wins over primarily Cape Ann League foes, including the likes of Ipswich, North Reading, and Linfield. In the second half of the season, the team continued to battle through the Cape Ann League, picking up another 5 wins while losing 4 others, including a 2-1 loss and a classic nail-biter against Reading. The Cats ended the regular season with a 12-8 record and were headed for postseason play. Undefeated pitcher Scott Swazinski, a 7-0, and junior shortstop Peter Grasso were named to the All-League team, while juniors Dave Diamato and Jim O'Donnell were named to the All-Star team. Seeded 8, they drew Bishop Fenwick in the first round of the Division III state tournament. The strategy for the Cats in its opening round game was to be patient at the plate and on defense and make the Crusaders pitchers work. Trailing 4-0 after 1.5 innings, the Cats' strategy would eventually pay off, knocking in 9 unanswered runs for a 9-4 victory. With the victory, the Cats faced Wayland in the sectional semifinal game. The Cats would ward off a late Wayland attack to beat them 5-4 in one of the better Wildcat baseball games to remember. This one started with a bang, a 3-run shot by Matt Muse, and ended with an exciting play at the plate. Wilmington had a 4-1 lead going into the top of the 7th, backed by Muse's 3-run shot, but Wayland fought back to tie the game at 4 apiece. The top of the 8th came, and Mike Heffernan, in relief of lefty Paul Fugier, retired the first 2 hitters before giving up a double to the left field fence. A line out to shortstop Peter Grasso ended the threat. Designated hitter Banda singled right down the third base bag into left field to start things off for the Cats in the bottom of the 8th, while Jim O'Donnell walked on 4 pitches. Scanlon inserted substitute Pat Heffernan, Mike's twin brother, into the game, and would talk to Heffernan before he got back into the batter's box on 2 separate occasions. Anticipating a bunt, the Wayland third baseman crept in and Banda was able to swipe third. With the count full, Heffernan this time put the ball in play with a hard grounder well to the right of the first baseman. The first baseman came off the bag and the ball bounced out of the webbing and dropped. The second baseman picked up the ball, turned and fired home, trying to get Banda, who headed for home. He was able to get his lead foot to touch home base before the catcher applied the tag, coming back from the third base side of the plate, and the Cats came away with the 5-4 victory. Next up for the Cats was a Division III North baseball championship game against Arlington Catholic at Alumni Field in Lowell. This time the Cats would earn some hardware with a 7-4 victory. The Cats got on the board early in the top of the first, backed by Ryan Harrison's check swing blooper that found a hole and drove in Tim Gillis, who had previously stolen second base. Dave Diamato led off a big third inning with a walk. Cleanup hitter Ryan Harrison then sacrificed him to second. Jim O'Donnell blooped one to right, and that followed with 3 more base hits from Eric Banda, Paul Fugier, and Brian McCarthy, who played 4 runs as the Wildcats led 5-0. Arlington Catholic did manage some contact, but Wilmington's defense was stellar. Wilmington added their 6th run in the 4th on 2 hits and an error, and their 7th in the top of the 6th when Dave Diamato tripled in Peter Grasso. Arlington Catholic would make things a little interesting with a home run to make it 7-3 in the bottom of the 6th, but the Cats would only succumb 1 more run and hold on to the 7-4 victory. The Cats were on to play Bishop Stang in the Eastern Mass title game, just 1 win away from a chance to play at Fenway Park for the state title Division I. The Spartans' bats proved to be too much for the Cats, snacking 3 solo home runs and eventually coming away with a 5-1 victory. The Cats would lose to the eventual state champions, as 2 days later Bishop Stang would celebrate on the mound at Fenway Park. The Cats' season would end having advanced the furthest than any other Wilmington High baseball team since the 1977 Eastern Mass Champions team, and no team has advanced as far since. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce to you I know that was a little bit long, there's another 10 pages to add in the back of the program. I'm sweating on that.
Good job.
What committee member wrote that one? I'd like to introduce the members of the 1998 baseball team that are here with us this evening. First, Pat Heffernan. His brother, Mike Heffernan. Jim O'Donnell. Peter Grasso. Tim Gillis. Brian McCarthy. As many of you know, the coach of this team, Dick Scanlon, passed away a number of years ago, and I'm sure, gentlemen, that he's looking down tonight very, very proud of the 1998 baseball team. I'm going to say a few words as the assistant coach of the 1998 baseball team, Mr. Bob Gillis.
Not me. I think he had said we. You want to pass it?
First and foremost, obviously, thank you, Dick Scanlon. He was a great coach and a great guy, and I'm sure everybody here had him as a class advisor at least once. Probably the most popular teacher in the whole school system forever. Secondly, thank you for the committee. These guys and the rest of their teammates, extremely well deserving, so thank you. And I just got a couple quick tiny little stories that I want to say. Obviously, everybody hears about the team before them, who had a bunch of really, really good athletes. And I remember saying to these guys, matter of fact, my nephew Timmy said to me after our last game of that season, Coach Bob, there's no way in the world we're going to be as good as they are. We're going to be lousy. And I said, Timmy, I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to be better. You guys, you all want to work, and I'm sure you're all pretty tired of hearing about those other kids. So they came out the next year, and they all worked on very, very good things, like defense, and they worked hard, and that's why they're here today. It doesn't hurt to have a 10-0 pitcher as well. Scotty Swazinski was incredible. He's one of the most incredible kids I've ever coached in my life. And it was a game going into the playoffs. We weren't in the playoffs yet, but we needed to win the game to get into the playoffs. And so we pitched Scotty. Kind of an intelligent move. But game planning, we decided that we were going to be really intelligent coaches. And we were going to pitch Scotty for 4 so we could use him again for the playoffs. And so we did that, and then in the 4th inning, Coach Scanlon went up and made the substitution. And Scotty was just standing there like always, just being Scotty. And I said to Coach Scanlon, I said, you know he's got a no-hitter, right? He goes, no, I didn't realize that. So it was too late, the substitution was already made, so I went to Scotty and I apologized and said, we pre-gamed this, we talked about it, we wanted to make sure we had it in the playoffs, we had a lead. He said, Coach, all I want to do is go to the playoffs. That's all I care about. So, and he was a great kid, and this is a great team, and just so everybody knows, just about every sport except basketball probably, defense wins games. Scotty was #1, and then we had these guys here, Peter Grasso, who's the softest hands I think I've ever seen. At shortstop, Jimmy O'Donnell, Timmy Gillis, right up the middle. It was unbelievable. They were all just fabulous and tremendous. So I want to thank you guys, because obviously I wouldn't be here without you either. And I want to thank everybody that came tonight. Thank you.
Thank you guys, and congratulations to the 1998 baseball team as they joined. As they joined the teams from 1962, 1977, and 1993 in the Wilmington High School Hall of Fame. If I could ask Bob Varner, Hall of Fame athlete from the class of 1991, to join me. Our next inductee is Tom Walsh, coach and benefactor. Tom Walsh's involvement with Wilmington High School athletics started in 1988 when he bought his first camcorder, a big, bulky Sony that he used to film many games. His son Dennis from the class of 1991 was on the varsity football team, and he started to film his games for his own personal use. As the season progressed, other parents noticed what he was doing and asked Tom if he could make copies for them. Word had spread to the head coach, Ed Harrison, and he asked Tom if he could have a copy of the game film to show the team. And the snowball continued down the hill. One of the team parents suggested that he approach our local cable station and have the games broadcast on Wilmington Community Television. Tom met with the good folks at WCTV to pitch the idea, and they said, sure. But why don't you add some play-by-play commentary to make it more interesting? That is how it all started, and the rest, as they say, is history. Tom provided play-by-play coverage and recorded Wilmington High School varsity football games home and away for the next 22 years, give or take a year or two. He only missed one game when he was hospitalized for procedure, but he was right back in the press box for the next game. Tom Walsh covered over 200 Wilmington High School varsity football games over those years. He truly enjoyed doing those games, and he fondly recalls when players and parents would come up to him and say how much they enjoyed watching the coverage on TV. The Wilmington High School athletic department was always very supportive, as were the head coaches over those years. They included Coach Ed Harrison, Coach Jerry Sullivan, Coach Bob Almeida, and Coach Mike Barry. In 2010, then Athletic Director Ed Harrison approached Tom and asked him if he would like to be the public address announcer for the home varsity football games. Tom held that position for 5 years until he finally hung up the old microphone for good in 2015. Tom was also very involved in Wilmington basketball behind the camera, covering both varsity girls and boys games. He partnered with play-by-play announcer Paul Cardello for the boys games and worked with Paul Curtin, who managed play-by-play for the girls games. Upon the request of Ed Harrison, Tom shifted his focus to the scorer's table to run the clock and scoreboard for some basketball games. He continued in the capacity for several years following. It is estimated that Tom Walsh was involved over the years in some capacity in covering approximately 500 Wilmington High School athletic competitions. Tom reflects on his participation with our athletic program with a smile and has stated, "It was all an honor and a pleasure to be able to do my part for the program. I did it for the kids who played their hearts out for this school. That is what it is all about." Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mr. Tom Walsh to the Wilmington High School.
Well, everything I had to say, Jerry just said it. I have a couple of things I do want to say though. Get the cheetahs on. First of all, I want to say what an honor it is for me to be selected for induction into the Wilmington High School Athletic Hall of Fame. I want to thank everyone who made this possible. I am truly humbled to be selected. I am very happy my family is here with me tonight. My beautiful wife Maureen is here, of course, as always. My daughter Sheila came all the way from Austin, Texas to be here for tonight's ceremony. Excuse me. My son Dennis and his lovely wife Karen are also here. They came all the way from King Street to be here tonight. By the way, Sheila, Dennis, and Karen are all graduates of Wilmington High School, and all three of them are teachers. Thank you, but the amazing part is if you knew Dennis in high school, you'd never think he'd become a teacher. When I got the phone call from Matt McManus telling me that I was going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, I asked him if I had to say something at the ceremony. He said that I should just say something about what I did over the years as a supporter of Wilmington High athletics. And Jimmy just read off everything I was going to say, so I won't go into that. I did get my first camcorder back in 1988. Went down to the old Leachmere sales in Woburn, and I bought my first camcorder. I bought, I think I had 3 of them all told. And when I went to the WCTV studios for training, you know, they had the big old camcorders, and I like my little baby camcorders, my camcorder, that I just like to work with those. So I used those with pretty good success. And I also want to mention a high school student who helped me tremendously was Chris Cassidy. I used to get the films from of the games, the football games, and I'd bring them down to the studio, and they would put them on air within a day or two. They'd just go out on the air just the way I filmed them, you know, warts and all. No matter what came out, that's the way it went on. So this young sophomore freshman, he said, Mr. Walsh, would you like me to do some editing? And I said, yeah, sure. And he did the editing, and he did the introduction that we had on there every game, put the Wildcat fight song on there. It was very professional looking. So I want to say thank you very much, Chris Cassidy. And like I said, I want to say a thank you to Paul Cardello and Paul Curtin for helping me doing the girls and boys basketball games. I spent a lot of time in Cushing Gym. Probably more than, no, not as much as you, Jack, but a lot of time. And when Ed Harrison became athletic director, that's when I really hit the big time. And that's when I get to be the public address announcer up on the press box. And I enjoyed that tremendously. It was really a ball up there. I had to finally give it up because you had to have really good concentration up there. And I kind of lost it one game. I said, and the Wildcats score! And one of the guys in the stand looked up and he said, that was the other team that scored. Never mind. I figured that was time to hang up the old microphone. I do want to mention one thing. Over the years, I've been given gifts at the end of each season. Excuse me. In appreciation for my contribution to the program. T-shirts, hats, jackets. But there is one gift that I received that I cherish to this day. I'd like to tell you how I got it. Like I said, my memory is not as good as it used to be, but I'll never forget the day I got this one particular gift. It was September 28th, 1996. It was a Saturday, and I should have been at the Wilmington High School game against Ipswich that day, but instead, I was in a hospital bed. And I was in the old Lawrence Memorial Hospital. I had had an emergency operation the day before. That evening, I was not feeling too good. I was really ticked off that I had missed the ball game. And to my surprise, in walked head football coach, Bob Almeida. He walked right in the hospital room. I said, wow, hi, Bob. And then, to my surprise, the whole football team come walking into the room. Then the cheerleaders come walking in. I was expecting the Wildcat Marching Band, but they didn't show up. Well, I was shocked. Finally, I managed to say, did we win? Bob said, yes, we won, and we would like to present you with something. That's when he gave me the gift. Let me show it to you. the game ball. It's a little deflated now, but I see it every day. Wilmington 14, Ipswich 0. So, to wrap it up, I'd like to say thank you again for this great honor. It was my pleasure to do what I could to help the Wilmington High School athletic program. Thank you.
Before you go, though, Tom, I need you to make one more public address announcement, like it was a football game tonight, okay? So if you could maybe just kind of lead the group in a little bit of a announcement from years past.
That was Ernie Mello with a 25-yard gain, and that's good for another Wildcat first down. Next play, Mello with the gets the handoff, and he goes around the right end, and he's gone. Sayonara, baby!
When he held up that ball, I don't know how many of you have seen the movie with Denzel Washington as the head football coach. And at the end of the game, after they win the state title, he holds the ball up. And Coach Yost says to him, "You were the right man for the job." And Denzel Washington turns back to him and said, "You're Hall of Fame in my book. You're Hall of Fame in all of our books." Remember the Titans. Thank you.
Yes.
If I could ask Sheila Burns Berry, Hall of Fame athlete from the class of 1977, to join me. Our next inductee is Brian Bazzello, athlete, 2007. Brian Bazzello was an exceptional and rare three-sport athlete who earned 11 varsity letters at Wilmington High School. She was an all-star in both soccer and basketball and part of the 4x400 relay team that broke the school record in her junior year. She was also an outstanding student, ranked in the top 15% of her class, a member of the National Honor Society, and is considered one of the most well-rounded three-sport athletes in the history of Wilmington High School. Brian, nicknamed Boz, was a 3-year starter on the soccer team and led all scoring in both her junior and senior years. She finished her career with 29 goals, 13 assists, and is ranked 7th all-time in the history of the program. According to longtime coach Sue Hendy, she was an extremely versatile athlete with an intense work ethic and competitiveness, and in her strength, speed, and skill, she was amazing and would do anything to help her team win. Brianna was a 2-time KBN League All-Star and would help lead her team to 2 straight KBN League championship titles. Brianna, however, was most proud of her senior season as captain of a very young and inexperienced team that would start 0-5, then rally back with the next 10-2-1 finish, earning a trip to the Division II North Sectional Finals. As a 3-year starting point guard for the basketball team, including captain her senior year, Brianna would help her team reach the Division North Sectional Final for the first time in program history. She was a 2-time Lowell Sun All-Star and was named Female Athlete of the Year by the Wilmington Town Crier in her senior year. "She's like a rocket ship that just goes off," said Coach Jay Keene. "She just goes all out 100% of the time." That final season, the team went 17-5 with Brianna scoring a career-high 22 points against a very talented Linfield team. "One of the best memories for me," said Brianna, "was when we beat Winthrop to advance us to the North Finals at the Saugus Arena. After the big win on the road, Coach Keene got the fire department to escort our bus back into Wilmington. It was epic." And of course, having the opportunity to play 4 years of basketball with my 1,000-point scoring best friend, Ashley Vitale, wasn't so bad either. As a member of the spring track team, Brianne led it all 4 years, competing in the mile, triple jump, and 4x400 relay event. According to her teammates, she was a fierce competitor and leader who loved every minute of her years at Wilmington High School. Brianne was recruited by UMass Lowell and went on to have an outstanding soccer and academic career where she would once again excel in the classroom and on the playing field. As a 3-year starter, she emerged among the biggest scoring threats and was ranked 4th all-time in scoring in the program's history while boasting a 3.92 GPA. She graduated as a University Scholar Athlete, top GPA, and was awarded the Laurie Mann Award presented to the outstanding UMass Lowell female athlete who excels in the classroom, on the playing field, and exemplifies leadership while giving back to the university and the community. Brianne graduated from UMass Lowell Graduate School in 2014 with her doctorate in physical therapy and is advancing her career in the home health services field. She is also a professor in the graduate PT program at the University of St. Augustine in San Diego, California, where she currently resides. Congratulations, Brianne Bozzella. You are so deserving of this honor. Brianne is on a family vacation that was planned a year ago in Hawaii, and so accepting on her behalf is her brother, Jesse Bozzella.
All right, I just have a few words for Brianne. I'm so upset that I wasn't able to be here tonight. If I wasn't actually flying back from Hawaii, I would have missed this for the world. Just want to say thank you so much to the Hall of Fame committee for presenting me with this incredible honor. I can't begin to tell you all how much this means to me. And a huge congrats to all my fellow inductees this year. What an honor it is to accept the induction with such an elite group of athletes, especially my bestie, Ashley Vitale. Being inducted is a real testament to the coaches, teammates, and #1 fans, Mom, Dad, Uncle Kevin, Nan, and Grandpa, who were always there no matter what, and helped me push through every step of the way. To Coach Keene, Hendy, Bradley, for taking the reins on someone as insanely competitive as myself, and turning me into a team captain. Accepting this honor wouldn't be possible without having had your guidance. I can't thank you all enough. This is just so awesome. And one last shout out to my brother, cousin, and grandparents for being here for me tonight. Love you all. Thank you.
Our next inductee is Nick Farnsworth, athlete, 2008. Nick Farnsworth was a gifted 2008 graduate who excelled in the classroom, on the athletic fields, and in the community. A 4-year member of the National Honor Society, Wilmington High School band drummer, Eagle Scout, and outstanding athlete participating in soccer, winter track, and spring track. In the fall, Nick played soccer. He played 4 years, earning 3 varsity letters as a starter on the defensive side of the ball. His team won the Cape Ann League Championship in 2007, their first ever in the Cape Ann League. They also lost the MIAA state tournament to their arch rival Stonehill in a double overtime thriller that also included 12 rounds of shootout. Track would be Nick's favorite sport, and he would be the Wildcats' all-time award winner in his specialty, the javelin. He used his competing in the shot put in winter track to prepare for spring track season. He led it both years in spring track. Nick's freshman and sophomore years were spent honing his skills in the 3 throwing events, shot put, discus, and javelin. He led it both years in spring track. His junior year was to be the start of an amazing run in track. Under the leadership of Coach Bob Cripps and legendary Coach Frank Kelly, Nick would concentrate on the javelin and discus. He would also rely heavily on a volunteer assistant coach, his father, Dave Farnsworth, who threw the javelin for the University of Pennsylvania. Nick went undefeated throwing the javelin in the Cape Ann League, won the state Division III title, placed 6th in the All-States and 12th in the New Englands. He also teamed up with Tom Barry and Sean Fahey, who competed with him on a daily basis and pushed him to succeed to capture the state Division III javelin relay title. Nick was voted the team and the Cape Ann League MVP. Due to the distance of the javelin was traveling, the event was moved outside of Alumni Stadium. Nick's senior year would continue his amazing run in track. He again went undefeated throwing the javelin in the Cape Ann League, won the state Division III title, and won the All-States, a goal he had set for himself, with a state record throw of 192 feet 4 inches, 12 feet further than his nearest competitor. Nick ran into bad luck in the New Englands as he hit the foul line on a practice throw and severely wrenched his back. Although advised not to throw, he competed and in pain finished 15th. His team won the Cape Ann League State Division III Javelin Relay title, Nick, Tom Barry, Mike Pizzotti, and the State Class C Championship, their first state title in 40 plus years. Nick again was voted Teen and Cape Ann League MVP. He was also selected for the Boston Globe and Boston Herald All-Scholastic track teams. Nick attended Harvard College, where he continued his athletic career as a member of the Harvard track team. A highlight of his time during his senior year when he was elected team captain. After graduation, he attended Georgetown University to study law, and today is a lawyer working at the prestigious Ropes and Gray in Boston. Nick and his wife Nicole, a teammate at Harvard, reside in Arlington. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mr. Nick Fauser.
I'll just say a few short, quick words. I'm truly honored for this. I was very surprised when I heard the news, but I just want to say thank you to the committee. Thank you to all the coaches and teammates that I had. I wouldn't be here today without any of you. Big thank you to my family who supported me throughout high school and college. My dad who helped to coach me, and my mom who helped nurse me back to health after all of my injuries. But it's just, I feel very lucky that I had such a strong supporting cast around me that really worked to make sure that I did everything that I needed to be as good as I could be and to grow as a person and as an athlete. So thank you to all my teammates again. A lot of those friendships have stayed and remained strong to today. And I will always remember, looking back at Wilmington High School and just remembering all the great times that I had. So thank you, everyone.
Well done, Nick, and if you were surprised, you were the only one in this room that was. Actually, I met Nick and his father at the high school field when he was a junior in high school. And my two sons and I were throwing the football around down at the football field. And Nick and his dad came in with 4 javelins. And I figured, we're throwing footballs, they're throwing javelins, we're out of here. I'd like to ask Coach Mike Pimentel to join me, please. Thank you, Coach. Our next inductee is Derek Hanley, athlete 2003. Derek graduated from Wilmington High School in 2003. During his 4 years at Wilmington High School, he earned 7 varsity letters in both football and wrestling. In 2002, Derek was named by the Wilmington Town Crier as the Male Athlete of the Year. What Derek was most known for was his dominance as a wrestler, from Coach Mike Pimentel. As a 4-year varsity starter and 2-year captain, he compiled a career record of 158 and 34. No one knew what Derek would become after he won a wrestle-off during his freshman year to earn a spot in the starting lineup. But he would end his career as the most decorated wrestler in the history of the program. As a freshman, Derek was raw. Everyone could tell he was very athletic, strong, and tough. After becoming a starter, Derek had an up-and-down season during which he showed great potential and even flashes of brilliance. As a freshman wrestling varsity, he was still inexperienced and wound up with a record barely above 500. But late in his freshman year, everyone in the program got a glimpse of what was to come. After placing 7th in the North section, Derek qualified as an alternate for the state tournament. Sure enough, another wrestler was injured the week prior to the state tournament, and Derek was called upon to wrestle the first-round match against the #1 overall seed. Though he ultimately lost 7-6, the match went down to the wire and turned a lot of heads. It was evident then how good he could be, and as he trained all off-season, it was evident to all of us just how much Derek loved to wrestle. Building on that experience and spending his summers away at wrestling camps all over the country, Derek improved steadily each year. As a sophomore, he went on to win the North Sectional title and placed 3rd at Division III states at 135 pounds. As a junior, Derek really burst onto the scene statewide. Along with finishing the KPN season with a 20-1 mark, Derek won nearly every tournament he entered. He would go on to win a league title, North Sectional title, and a Division III state title at 140 pounds. That would mark just the 4th state champion in Wilmington history. The win also marked Derek's 100th win, making him the first and only Wilmington wrestler to ever eclipse such a win total. After that, Derek finished 2nd at the All-State Tournament following a very controversial 6-5 loss in the finals and reached the semifinals of the New England Wrestling Championships, placing 5th overall. He finished the season with an overall mark of 47-7. Without a doubt, Derek's senior year was his best, although it started with a scare. The first week of the season, Derek suffered a broken right hand, and for a moment, everyone thought the worst. But Derek was determined to wrestle and not to miss any time. So the fine folks in the Wilmington High School training room concocted a splint-like padded cast, and Derek toughed it out all season. Though this injury made things a bit tougher, Derek went on to post the best season of his career. Unblemished in the regular season of 145 pounds, Derek headed into the 2003 KBN League tournament. Before the tournament started, Coach Pimentel asked Derek to bump up 2 weight classes in an effort to help the team's overall chances. As a captain, he agreed without hesitation and went on to win the KBN League tournament at 160 pounds. Later, with an overall record of 57-4, Derek became the program's first ever 3-time sectional champion, first ever 2-time state champion, and first ever all-state champion. That season, Derek also placed 2nd in the New England Wrestling Championships. He later went on to wrestle at high school nationals, where he had wins over the Illinois state champ and the Georgia state champ. Most impressively, perhaps though, was his loss by a narrow 4-2 decision to a 4-time New York State champion who later wrestled at Ohio State. Subsequently, Derek was repeatedly recognized for his prodigious success in the sport of wrestling by a number of different outlets. In addition to his local recognition by the town crier in 2002, he was named to the Lowell Sun first team and Boston Herald All-Scholastic. In 2003, Derek was named KBN League Wrestler of the Year, Lowell Sun first team, Boston Herald All-Scholastic, and Boston Globe All-Scholastic. That same year, MassWrestling.com ranked him as one of the top 5 pound-for-pound wrestlers in the entire state. In addition to wrestling, Derek was also a standout on the gridiron. As captain of the Wilmington High School football team during his senior year, Derek compiled 1,172 yards rushing, 320 yards receiving, and 17 of his 22 career touchdowns in just 11 games. This included a 198 rushing performance against the tough North Andover team. Derek was also the team's defensive leader as a safety in both returned and covered kicks on special teams. He was named to the KBN League All-Conference team as a running back in 2002. After high school, Derek went on to wrestle at Springfield College. But sadly, in December of 2016, his life was tragically cut short when he passed away unexpectedly. Derek will be forever missed by all those who knew and loved him. He touched many lives and had a magnetic personality. He leaves behind many great memories, some of his family's fondest and most cherished of which are from his days in the blue and white of the Wilmington Wildcats. The greatest gift Derek left behind, however, was his beautiful daughter, Jenna, who he loved dearly. Through her, he still lives on with us. Accepting on behalf of Derek is his brother Dave Hanley.
Everybody, just want to say very briefly, thank you to the Hall of Fame committee, and congratulations to all the other nominees, or honorees, I should say. My family is very happy and proud to accept this on Derek's behalf. As I've said a number of times, it's bittersweet because we wish Derek was the one here accepting it. But in any case, we're still very honored, and I think it was very well deserved. As was already said, some of our best memories of my brother are wrestling and playing football at Wilmington. I'd also like to thank Derek's coaches and teammates, and we want to thank all his teammates and coaches, particularly Bob Almeida and Mike Pimentel. You guys were very instrumental in Derek's success in his athletic career. And, just again, I'd like to say this recognition is very much appreciated, and on behalf of my family, I'm very proud to accept it.
Dave, I'm sure there's no doubt that your brother Derek would be very proud of how you represented him tonight, and very appreciative that you made sure he was nominated and rightfully and deservedly inducted into the Wilmington High School Hall of Fame. On a little lighter note, Coach Pimentel, I want you to know that I bumped up 2 weight classes this year without anybody telling me to. My wife wants to know how I go down a couple weight classes. Someone said, no beer, no sweets, and I said, let's not get crazy here. Next up, Mr. Ed Harrison, if you could join me. Ed Harrison is former athletic director and a Hall of Fame benefactor. Our next inductee is Jack Irwin, athlete, 1969. Jack Irwin grew up in Wilmington as a townie of sorts. His father Johnny and Uncle Billy were both active in high school sports in town before World War II, with such familiar names as Gillis, Ritchie, Gilligan, Foy, and Foley. Baseball, football, and hockey were their passions. Jack got his start in organized sports playing Little League Baseball for 1 year on Ray McNamara's Cardinals and 3 years on Arthur Conley's Tigers. The last year, he was lucky enough to make the All-Star team. Winters consisted of rec league basketball and pond hockey. Artificial ice and indoor facilities were rare at the time. In the fall, the local kids organized a pre-Pop Warner football team that played one official game against Winchester the year when he was 11 years old. The team progressed to a longer schedule in the next 2 years under the coaching of future Hall of Famers Jim Gillis and Dick Allen. In high school, many of the same group was involved in all sports. Jack played freshman football and freshman baseball, as well as got a chance to play center on the varsity hockey team. Jack still wonders how Coach Gogan had the nerve to send out a little, scrawny freshman to play against powerhouses of the time like Burlington and Billerica. By the next year under Coach Ken Parr, it was like old hat, and by his senior year, he captained the team to the league championship in his first Eastern Mass hockey berth. That team had a total of 4 Irwins on it, including Jack's brother Jimmy, who was a previous Hall of Fame inductee. Wilmington had a great group of kids, their football and baseball teams: Gillis, Tilsley, O'Connell, Harrison, Stewart, and many, many more. They all worked hard and knew that they could count on their teammates to do your job before that became the catchphrase. Jack led in 2 years in both baseball and football. The football team was able to win 2 league championships his junior and senior years. Jack won a total of 8 varsity letters while at Wilmington High School and is very proud of that accomplishment. He will never forget the letter with all 3 sports, as well as a star signifying captain. Life was good. Finally, after high school, Jack went on to play varsity hockey at Babson College for 4 years, being chosen captain the last 2 years. Jack is the proud father of 2 girls, Kristen and Kelly, and 1 son, Johnny, and grandfather to 2 girls, Delilah and Tegan, and 1 boy, Jack. He lives in Franklin, Mass. with his wife of 44 years, Maureen Kelly Irwin. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Jack Irwin.
I'll be quick. I'll be quick. I also was very surprised to get a call from Eddie Harrison saying I was about to be inducted into the Wilmington High School Hall of Fame. I'm also very thankful. I'm thankful for the people who remembered me. It's been almost 50 years since I graduated. Thank God the class of 61 helped me out here. I'm not the oldest guy on the podium. I'm thankful for my parents. My father and my mother provided everything I needed to help, the love and the support. I'm thankful for my family who joined me here today. I'm thankful for the many coaches who helped me grow as an athlete and, more importantly, as a person. Finally, I'm thankful and appreciative of each and every one of my teammates. We worked hard, and we had a great time. Guys like Eddie Gillis, Jimmy Tilsley, Bobby Stewart, Jimmy Kennedy, Eddie Harrison, and countless others. As many of us, my coaches had a profound effect on me. Coach Jim Gillis, when I was 10 or 11 years old, had us line up for our first tackling practice. Here I am, 10 years old, lined up across from my best friend, Eddie Gillis, who's also the toughest guy I have ever met in my life. You want me to hit him? But worse, you want him to hit me? What a treat. In high school, Coach John Ritchie, after we had unsuccessfully run a play in practice, explained that we were some kind of muttonheads. Who knew? Coach Kenny Palm, standing out in the slot area in practice. We're taking shooting practice. He's standing in the slot with no shin pads on, just to prove how much we need to work on our shot. Just a couple more memories. Everyone here who played football has heard of double sessions. How many have ever gone through triple sessions? Morning, afternoon, and night. Coach Bellissimo decided we need a little extra practice that year. That same year, Coach Kenny Palm, first day of hockey practice, I knew I was in for a treat. As we stepped onto the ice, he looked over to us and said, no, you don't need the pucks today. We're going to do conditioning drills. Sports were a wonderful way to develop and learn about yourself, test yourself, and develop lasting friendships. We may not have been the most talented team, but nobody outworked us. Anyone who played us knew they were in for a game. We always played as a team and had fun. Again, I want to thank everyone who had a hand in the induction, my induction to the Hall of Fame. It's a fantastic surprise, and I am truly grateful.
Thank you, Jack, and well deserved. We're actually moving right along here. We're more than halfway through. I can't say that was the case 2 years ago at our event, when after the third speaker, I think it was approaching midnight, and I won't mention any names, but I actually got fed up and I said, I started walking out. The speaker said to me, "Where are you going?" And I said, "I'm going to get a haircut." And he said, "You couldn't have got a haircut before the event?" I said, "I didn't need a haircut before the event." If I could ask Mark D. Giovanni, class of 1999 Hall of Fame member, to join me. I'm going to go a little out of order here, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to take Jackie Mello before Ernie Mello, so that older sister can always tell a younger brother that she got in the Hall of Fame before he did.
Honey, I like you.
Jackie Mello, athlete, 2006. Jackie graduated from Wilmington High School in 2006. She earned 10 varsity letters as a member of the girls' soccer, winter, and spring track teams. As a freshman, Jackie made a very competitive 2002 varsity soccer team. A 3-year letter winner, Jackie was a fast and athletic forward. Jackie had several standout performances during her sophomore year that helped the women's soccer program tie its single-season mark for victories with 12, and helped the Lady Cats come away with its first ever Cape-Ann League championship. During her junior year, increased playing time resulted in back-to-back league championships and a team scoring title for Jackie. Jackie's true passion was for running track, however. A member of winter and spring track teams for 7 seasons, Jackie would become one of the most decorated track athletes in Wilmington High School history. A 2-time captain of the winter track team during her junior and senior years, Jackie won the individual Cape-Ann League championship in the 55 meters in 2003, 5, and 6, capturing a league record in 2005 while going undefeated in both her junior and senior years. She would win 8 state medals, 2 all-state medals, and represented Wilmington in the New England High School Championships twice. Jackie broke the individual Wilmington girls record in the 55 meters, 100 meters, 200 meters, and long jump. She also anchored 2 record-breaking relay teams in the 4x100 and 4x200, captured at the Tewksbury Girls Invitational and 2003 Class Relays Invitational in the winter of 2005, and the Tewksbury Girls Invitational in the spring of 2005. 3 times she would capture the Class C state silver medal, losing her junior year in a photo finish. Jackie's accomplishments as a track athlete would land her as a 4-time Lowell Sun All-Star during winter and spring seasons, 3-time Wilmington High School Outstanding Girls Track Athlete Award winner, and 2-time Coaches Award winner. Jackie went on to graduate from the New England Hair Academy and currently works for Trey Noir Salon in Wakefield, Mass. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Jackie Mello.
I want to start by saying congratulations to all the other nominees. This rocks. Especially congratulations to my brother, who's a nominee as well, an inductee. I want to start by thanking the committee. This has been such an honor. When I got the news, I was absolutely floored. I was completely shocked. It's not what I thought I was going to receive. I want to thank my family for being there for everything. I mean, my truck into my track meets and my soccer games, all to, you know, especially my track meets, to watch me run for 7 seconds. This is pretty awesome. 7 seconds on a good day. My brother's forgiven me endless competition my entire life. I mean, I've battled another nominee, another inductee my whole life, so I don't think I'd be here without competing against my two brothers who are amazing athletes in themselves. I want to thank my team and my coaches for, giving me so much dedication to our team as much as me individually. I would definitely not be here without their, dedication to me and their confidence in me throughout the years. Thanks, this is awesome.
Jackie, well done. So I love a little game of college mascots. So we have our inductees tonight went to some pretty impressive schools. And I wanted to see how many, if you went to the school, you can't yell out the nickname of the mascot. So I'm going to give you the school, and you give me the mascot, okay? UMass Lowell.
Riverhawks.
Very good. Riverhawks.
Chiefs.
Bonus point. Chiefs. Roll. Harvard. Crimson. Springfield.
Chiefs, then Pride.
The Pride.
The Pride.
Babson. The Beavers. Bentley.
Falcons.
Franklin Pierce. The Ravens. Very good. Tufts. Jumbos. Endicott. The Gulls.
Oh, the Gulls.
Jackie, I looked up the New England Hair Academy.
I know.
I didn't see a mascot, so I figured we're going to give them one tonight.
All right.
So I did a little preliminary poll on the way in tonight.
All right.
And we have two options, okay? The Whiffles or the Mohawks, okay? So we're going to take a vote tonight. So when the New England Hair Academy football team takes the field the next time, they'll actually have a mascot. How many Whiffles?
I will work on
How about the Mohawks? Go you New England Hair Academy Mohawks. If I could ask Coach Almeida to join me for the next induction. Our next inductee, Ernie Mello, athlete, 2008. Ernie Mello is considered to be one of the most outstanding athletes ever to play for the Wilmington Longcats. A graduate of the class of 2008, Ernie excelled in football, ice hockey, and baseball. His accomplishments are unprecedented. A 3-year varsity starter on the football team, Ernie was named captain and team MVP during his senior season. He would rush for 1,725 yards and 29 touchdowns as a senior, which included a record-breaking performance in the fall of 2007 when he scored 7 touchdowns and rushed for 375 yards in a home victory against Lawrence. A hard-nosed player, Ernie would help lead the Wildcats to back-to-back Co-Cape League championships in 2006 and 7. Senior year accomplishments would include Boston Globe and Boston Herald All-Scholastic, Lowell Sun Player of the Year, a Guinness Bowl MVP, Shriners All-Star Game selection, and National Football Foundation Scholar Athlete. During the winter months, Ernie brought his athleticism to ice hockey rinks. A 4-year varsity player, he was named captain and team MVP during his senior season. A physical two-way player, Ernie would tally 12 goals, 13 assists, and 25 points during his junior year while receiving the team's Jack Smith Award, given to a hard-working, tough, and humble player. As a senior, he helped lead the ice hockey team to a Cape Ann League title, the program's first ever Division II North Sectional Championship title, and a trip to the Division II state final played at the TD Bank North Garden. This marked the ice hockey program's first trip to the state final game since 1984. That team would finish with a 17-3-4 overall record, including a 15-game unbeaten streak. During his senior year and the program's historic run to the state final, Ernie would score a team-high 29 goals and 18 assists. He would go on to be named a Cape Ann League All-Conference player, was a 2-time League All-Star player, and named a Lowell Sun first-team All-Star. When the ice finally thawed, Ernie found his way to the baseball field during the spring seasons. A 3-year varsity starter, Ernie was a selfless, versatile player who would play catcher, third base, second base, first base, and DH when all was said and done. A captain during senior season, he would help lead baseball team to a share of the Cape Air League title, the program's first title in the history of the league. Ernie was given a team's Gold Glove Award as he didn't commit an error the entire season on 94 chances. Named to the Dick Scanlon Memorial All-Tournament team, Ernie would finish his career batting .315 with 46 hits, 1 home run, 10 RBIs, 11 doubles, 1 triple, 21 stolen bases, and a .425 slugging percentage and a .420 on-base percentage. Year-end accomplishments for Ernie would include the Dr. Gerald Fagan Award winner for Outstanding Wilmington High School Athlete, Sons of Italy Award Sports Award recipient, and the Town Crier Male Athlete of the Year. In 2009, Ernie was named as the Town Crier Male Athlete of the Decade. Ernie's success on the football field continued at the collegiate level at Worcester Polytechnic Institute, where he would be named a Division III football All-American. As a senior captain, touted as a jack of all trades, Ernie rushed for a team-high 931 yards and 11 touchdowns from his tailback position and caught 11 passes for 64 more yards. He returned kickoffs and he blocked kicks, returning 2 blocks for touchdowns. Ernie graduated from WPI in 2012 with a degree in mechanical engineering and earned his master's degree in 2013. Ernie currently resides in Worcester with his wife Renee and works for 0 Point Development as its Director of Development. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, please join me.
Thank you, everybody. I think the first place to start is by thanking Mr. Walsh for that riveting play-by-play. Thank you very much. Mr. Stewart, as well, I was going to say a thank you to you, but I might have to take that back after you went out of order. We're a pretty competitive family over here, so I don't know if I can deal with her having that over my head. I'd like to thank the Hall of Fame committee for inducting me into this prestigious group. It certainly is a great honor and something I'm very proud of. And to be here on the same night as my sister going in, it's a very special night for me and my family. So thank you very much. I'd also like to thank all my teammates and my coaches over the years, specifically Coach Almeida. Thank you for being here tonight. I really appreciate it. Football is a little bit different than some of the other sports that I played. My father and I used to always say it's because of the commitment, it's similar to a religion. So you can imagine with that how important the relationship between player and coach is in the sport of football. So I couldn't ask for a better one, a better guy, or a better coach than Coach Almeida. I was, privileged to play for you. Great coach on and off the field, and knows how to get through to his players and get the best out of his players. The 35 touches a game helps as well. So, and finally, I'd like to thank my family and my wife Renee. Just echo some of the things Jackie said earlier. We could be up here all night talking about what our family has done for us, but just amazing to have such a great support system over my career. It really is, I can't, all the sporting events, driving to the games, traveling out to games, my father being involved, coaching from a young age, and just teaching me how to be a true scholar athlete, and to not forget about the important things like having fun along the way as well. So thank you to my family, and congratulations to the inductees. Thank you very much.
Ernie, just to set the record straight, I'm the former moderator in town. I'm the only one in this building that gets to rule anyone out of your Just to be really- Congratulations and well deserved. That was
Thank you.
quite all right. If I can ask Jack Cushion to join me again. You need to pick a different seat. Our next inductee is Ray McCurry, athlete, 1987.
Which one?
Ray graduated from Wilmington High School with the class of 1987. He played 3 sports at the varsity level, which included soccer, ice hockey, and golf. In the fall, Ray played soccer. His original idea was to play a sport that would help him get in shape for the upcoming ice hockey season. In his junior year, he tried out for the team and immediately made the varsity team. He became an instant success at scoring, and at the end of the season, was in the top 5 in scoring in the Merrimack Valley Small Conference Division. He earned all-star selection for his efforts. Ray's senior year would turn out to be something special. He was elected team captain. He would continue his offensive onslaught and led the league in scoring. In a game versus Havel, he scored 6 points, 5 goals, and 1 assist. At the conclusion of the season, Ray was selected a Merrimack Valley Small College All-Star, MVC All-Conference, Lowell Sun All-Star, and Boston Globe All-Star second team. Ray also was happy to see the girls that participated on the junior varsity team and cheered on the varsity were elevated to the first girls varsity soccer program in 1987. Ray's first love was ice hockey. He played 3 years on the varsity program, earning Merrimack Valley All-Star selection in his junior and senior years. He also captained the team his senior year, which was also the first Wildcat team to play in the new Restucia Arena. Ray also played 1 year on the golf team his senior year. Ray attended Bentley College, where he played 4 years of ice hockey. Today he splits his residency between Wilmington and Chelmsford. He has an accounting business in Wilmington. Ladies and gentlemen, please join Jack and myself in welcoming Ray McCurry.
Wildcats! 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 A big thanks to my parents, Ray and Lena McCurry. My dad here tonight, my mom cannot be here. If it wasn't for them getting it on 50-something years ago, I wouldn't be here today. It's okay. My teammates, class of 1987. My friends, my coach, Bill Cullen, hockey coach, that told me, you go out for football, you're not playing hockey for me. So I went out for soccer. So I played soccer, it turned out I was better in soccer than I was in hockey. Thank you, Coach Bill Cullen. And my soccer coach, Dick Scanlon, who had every line in the book that really made it fun for us guys. Thank you, Dick Scanlon. Ed Woods, I know you're here. Eddie, thank you for that detention that didn't turn into a suspension. Thank you.
I love it.
You know what You know what I'm talking about, Eddie. That food fight in the cafeteria. One big influence of my life is my brother Mike, who is not here tonight. He's not here with us, period. Has been a big influence to me in my growing up. Michael is here, represented by his 2 sons, Shane and Cody. Older to those guys are wearing Redmond
Oh.
ties. Now you're on the show. So, my two nephews are here representing my brother Mike, and it's unfortunate he cannot be here tonight. I thank you, nephews. This is truly an honor. To the board that runs this whole thing for all the Wildcats of Wilmington, this is truly an honor to be here and represent the blue blood, not the red blood, blue blood. So, you people that are here representing Wilmington Wildcats, thumbs up. I'd like to thank all my teammates, my assistant captains, my captains throughout the years. There is one thing that's really important, that is my brother Mike, who is not here today. And to the Hanley family, you guys rock. Okay, guys? He's not here, but by you guys being here representing him, that really means a lot. To this Wilmington program and to the blood that leads Lou, right here, Hanley family. Jack Cushion called me up and he says, "Hey Ray, you've been inducted." I says, "Jack, do you mean indicted?" Do I need a lawyer? A big thanks to Jack Cushion to put me through that. To all my classmates, my teammates, and to the class of 1987, I thank you. It is truly an honor to be here to represent to the town of Wilmington, to the Wildcat program, to ice hockey, to soccer, to volleyball, whatever it is sport that you play, wherever it comes down to, when it comes down to sports, the most important thing is the bonding and the friendships that we all develop from this town of Wilmington. And that's truly important. I coach hockey in the Wilmington Youth Program, and I pull all the kids over too, up on the board, and I say, "Look guys, it's truly important. You've got state championship, you got the state championship, whatever. If you get your name up there on the board, you've truly done something." So today, I reiterate with those kids and tell them, look, you put your name up there, but you know something? Your coach Ray has also put his name with the Wilmington program of the Wildcats in the Hall of Fame. That's your goal. Thank you, Wilmington.
Vinny Papa Georgie, Vinny, first I want to apologize for the booklet on the misspelling there. Vinny apologizes for that. Vinny Papa Giorgio, athlete in 2008. During Vinny's high school career, he was a 4-year starting goalkeeper and 2-year captain for Wilmington's boys varsity soccer team. He was also a member of the boys varsity winter and spring track teams during his senior year. During the winter track season, he competed in a 600-meter run, and during spring track, he competed in the pole vault and the triple jump. Post-season awards for soccer came frequently and were plentiful. Vinny was a 2-time team most valuable player, 2-time All-Cape Band League selection, Cape Band League large MVP, 2-time Eastern Mass selection, All-State team, Lowell Sun All-Star, Lowell Sun Player of the Year, Boston Globe, and Boston Herald All-Scholastic. Vinny reflects with equal fondness on team awards received during his time at Wilmington High School. In 2007, the boys soccer team earned the Cape Band League Large Championship, and in 2008, the boys winter track team secured the Cape Band League Championship. It is believed that Vinny currently holds the record for most career shutouts in soccer at 29 games, and his teams advanced to the MIAA state tournament in 3 out of his 4 years while patrolling the Wildcat goal. Upon graduation, Vinny went on to Franklin Pierce University in Ringe, New Hampshire. While there, he played on the men's soccer team and started for 4 years as their goalkeeper. At Franklin Pierce, his teams won back-to-back Northeast 10 regular season and tournament championships during his junior and senior seasons. During his senior campaign, his team qualified for the NCAA Division II tournament and advanced all the way to the Final Four. As a player, Vinny was awarded All-Rookie Team, First Team All-Conference in the Northeast 10, Northeast 10 Goalkeeper of the Year, NCAA All-American, and Capital One Academic All-American. His collegiate record was 60, 12, and 7, and he recorded 40 career shutouts with a career goals against average of a microscopic .66. In 2012, Vinny graduated with a Bachelor of Science degree in Sports and Recreation Management. Currently, Vinny works as a special education paraprofessional at North Reading Middle School. He is an assistant coach for the men's soccer team at Endicott College and also serves as an Olympic developmental program goalkeeper coach for the Massachusetts Youth Soccer Program. He is presently completing his Master's of Education in Special Education at Salem State University. Ladies and gentlemen, please join Matt and myself in welcoming Vinny to Georgia.
So, forgive you guys for the error. Just got some notes here. So, what a great night this is for everybody here, and past and present. I'm truly honored to be here tonight with my fellow inductees, past and present. This is so amazing that I get to be inducted with such amazing athletes and supporters. So I say again, congratulations to you all. Looking back, going into high school, I always wanted to get into the High School Hall of Fame. Whenever I'd be around the gymnasium, I would see all the names on the walls and banners. And then one of those names was Eric's name. And seeing that name made me push to try to get on to something in the gymnasium. So I would ask myself, what do I have to do to join? So long story short, I just tried to be the best person I could be on and off the field. Finally, I'd like to say thank you to the Hall of Fame committee for this honor. My teachers, I see one of them, Mr. Pimentel over there. I haven't seen him in a long time, so it's good to see him. My coaches, Steve Scanlon and Chip Bruce, they're not here tonight, but they're two people that push me to be the best person and athlete. Another person, people I want to congratulate is my teammates for always being there for me. And without Nick, as one of my teammates, this success wouldn't be possible. I had 10 other guys in front of me doing their job to benefit me. And lastly, another very big thank you to my family who's here. They've always been there for me, whether it was for a ride, guidance, or picking me up after a tough game. This doesn't happen without you guys. So thank you, and hope everyone enjoys your night. Thank you.
If I could ask Coach Almeida to join me again. And many of you are aware Coach Almeida was the Wilmington High School football coach for many years and many successful seasons. He's currently the head football coach at Stonehill High School and having another outstanding season this year. And we wish you well in the third round of the playoffs as well. Okay, this one might get a little tough for me. Greg Stewart, athlete, 2007. Greg grew up playing sports in Wilmington. He was an outstanding player on his Little League, travel basketball, youth soccer, and Pop Warner football teams. Once entering Wilmington High School, he quickly contributed to the football, basketball, and baseball programs. In football, he was the only freshman to play and leader on the varsity football team in 2003 for Coach Bob Almeida, where he saw action on special teams and defense. The team went on to an outstanding record of 10-1. In his sophomore year, he earned the starting position at quarterback, where he had an excellent year on the first undefeated team since the 1970s, and the first Wilmington football team to make the playoffs since 1976. His junior year, he started at wide receiver on offense, quarterback on defense, and did all the place kicking and return duties. The team lost just one game to North Andover. He earned first-team all-conference honors as a junior. His senior year, he again made first-team all-conference, was named first-team Lowell Sun All-Star, was the team's outstanding offensive player, and was selected to the Harriet Gannett All-Star game, where he started for the North team. His cumulative record in football was 40-5. He led it all 4 years. Greg is the only player in Wilmington High School history to beat Tewksbury 4 consecutive years as a permanent member of the varsity team. Take that, you guys, with the Tewksbury record. They left.
They left.
Tewksbury good. In basketball, Greg played varsity for Coach Jim McCune for 3 years and led it all 3 years. As a sophomore, he was a defensive specialist where he would cover the opposing team's best player. As a junior, he earned his starting role and became a real force defensively, leading the team's pressure defense and their fast break offense. As a senior, he earned all-conference honors as an outstanding two-way player and played in the Cape Ann League All-Star game. All 3 years, the team won the Cape Ann League title and went deep in the state tournament. His combined record was 55-11 his 3 years on varsity basketball. He was named MVP of the Knights of Columbus Christmas tournament his senior year. Coach McCune presented Greg with the Coach's Award his senior year for his outstanding effort, attitude, and focus. Greg was selected to play in the Harriet Gannett All-Star basketball game as a senior. In baseball, Greg played varsity baseball his junior and senior years. He started both years at multiple positions. By the time he graduated, Greg had received 9 varsity letters. His teams captured 4 league titles and played in 11 postseason games. He was named All-Conference 3 times, was a first-team Lowell Sun All-Star, and played in 2 Gannett All-Star games. He received the Outstanding Offensive Player Award in football, Coach's Award in basketball, and the Ding Driscoll and Joe Woods Awards his senior year. Greg was named the Town Crier Outstanding Male Athlete of 2007. After graduating from Wilmington High School, Greg went on to earn his degree at Tufts University, where he had an outstanding 4 years of football for the Jumbos, where he was their leading scorer his freshman year, the top punt coverage gunner in the nation his sophomore year, and a top NESCAC receiver his junior and senior years. Always a Wildcat, Greg currently resides on Salem Street in Wilmington. He is vice president for a major construction management company in the area. Greg becomes the first third-generation athlete from the same family inducted into the Hall of Fame, following his grandfather, Earl Stewart, and his very, very proud father, Jim.
First, I'd like to thank the committee for the selection process. This is a huge honor. Congratulations to the other inductees. To be considered part of this prestigious class is truly an honor. In the sports that I played, individual success only comes with great teams, teammates, and coaches. I had all those. One of them sitting in front of us, Ernie Mello, and Coach Almeida and Jim McCune. Thank you for everything you did for me over the years. The lessons you taught me during that time transferred well into my life after football and basketball as well. I'd like to thank my family. Thank you all for being here tonight. I always knew I had the biggest cheering section in high school and in college, so it always made me feel good, whether I was on the sidelines or not. And lastly, thank you to my mother and father. Appreciate everything you've done to me. You're my life coaches, and I've had some opportunities I otherwise would not have had without you. So thank you all. This is a huge honor, and I'm truly humbled. Thank you.
Jack Cushing is disputing the 4 victory claim saying that he beat Tewksbury 4 times, but I just reminded him it took him 7 years to graduate from high school. If I could ask Coach Jay King to join. Coach King, the former Wilmington girls basketball coach, and had a tremendous career here in Wilmington. Our next inductee is Ashley Vitale, athlete, 2007. Ashley, a 2007 Wilmington High School graduate, was a tremendously gifted two-sport athlete, which she excelled in both volleyball and basketball. She was a 4-year member and an all-star for each sport. As an athlete, Ashley always demonstrated qualities of good sportsmanship. Her hard work and leadership qualities were demonstrated by the fact that she was selected captain for both volleyball and basketball. She always had the utmost respect for all involved, teammates, coaches, opposition, spectators, and officials. The esteem in which her fellow players had for her was evidence enough to indicate the absolute sterling nature of Ashley's character. Ashley's true love was basketball. She was a dominant post player in the highly competitive Cape Ann League. Ashley is the most heralded female basketball player in the history of Wilmington High School. Some of her awards included first, and currently still, the only 1,000-point scorer in the history of Wilmington High School girls basketball. Finishing with well over 1,000 points. Led the team to reach the Division III North Sectional Finals, first time in school history. A 3-time Lowell Sun First Team All-Star, a 3-time Cape Ann League All-Star, Cape Ann League Player of the Year, Boston Globe All-Scholastic, Boston Herald All-Scholastic. Boston Herald recognizes her and the team as having played in 3 of the most memorable top 5 games of the season in Massachusetts. To put it simply, Ashley was the critical piece in building a very successful girls basketball program at Wilmington. She would frequently draw a double team, but that didn't deter her from finding a way to score or by locating an open teammate. Upon graduation, Ashley attended Endicott College, where she continued to have an exemplary basketball career. She was selected captain and continued her scoring prowess and once again scored over 1,000 points. She graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Athletic Training. Ashley later earned a doctorate of physical therapy from Sacred Heart University. She is currently employed as a physical therapist for Yale University and works with the school's varsity athletes. Ladies and gentlemen, please join Coach Keene and myself in welcoming Ashley Vitale.
Can you guys hear me? Okay. Well, thank you very, very much, Hall of Fame committee. This night is wonderful. I didn't expect all of this. Well, so how did I find out that I was being inducted? Let me tell you. Remember, inductee 1, Brianne Bozella, she is my best friend. She casually called me on a Tuesday afternoon and said, okay, I have good news. We're getting inducted into the Wilmington High School Hall of Fame, but you don't know yet, so act surprised when I tell you. There was my guilty conscience. I'm telling everyone that story. Because I did. I act very surprised when they told me. It's a great honor to be inducted with fellow athletes, graduated with Greg Stewart. Seeing you guys all again today, 10 years later, it's quite an honor, especially being inducted with my best friend. I want to thank my family, you know, yeah, my family in the back, everyone. There's that one athlete with the family with the foghorn. They bring it everywhere they go, graduations, games. They may have got kicked out of some games by the referees, that's fine. I also want to thank Coach Keene. It's not easy to take a women's basketball team and completely turn it around, and you did it in 2 years. When I was asked, you know, to reflect on some events that happened in high school, I didn't really remember too many of like the stats and the games, minus that 2-point loss against Pentucket at the Songos Arena. But I did remember leading up to that game, Coach Keane stopped the bus, quieted us from singing our Madonna songs in the back, and said, everyone hush up, look at this arena, get that feeling, hold on to it, and take it all in. And I find myself doing that in my professional career, personal events. You know, you just kind of hit the pause button in life a little bit and kind of take it all in. So I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. I didn't have a speech prepared. Boz kind of dropped the ball. She didn't tell me I needed a speech. But thank you again, everyone. It's nice to see all of you. Go Cats!
So I guess the committee's ironclad secret communication process is flawed, Bob. So we'll have to work on that next time. So actually, I don't know if you all know, there's a 1,000-point banner up at Wilmington High School Gymnasium with Ashley's name on it. I'm still waiting for the 500 follow banner, so I can. So ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the 2018 induction ceremony. I hope you enjoyed the evening. Congratulations to all of the inductees this evening. If you know others out there that you feel are worthy of the Wilmington High School Athletic Hall of Fame, please let us know. We look at the nominations, we take them very seriously. That's how we decide who gets into the Hall of Fame. So if you know folks, let us know. So that concludes